Hi there. Are you an artist who's been painting for 5 years or less and you're wondering how you can get your art to that fine art status? Or maybe you're an artist who is looking for your voice and your signature style. And I'm here to tell you that's exactly why I created the Honest Art Workshops, and we have them in gorgeous destinations all over the world. And in them we tap into you and to your voice. I only host a handful of them a year, 3 to 5. So if you're interested in that, head to the link in the show notes to learn more. Hello, and welcome back to the Honest Art Podcast. I'm your host, Jodie King, and I am super excited that you are here today. I'm going to tell you a very personal story. It's about something I experienced. It's actually about a story about the most controversial painting that I ever did. And the reason I'm telling you is because I am hoping that by hearing my story, it'll give you courage to create your most authentic work yourself, because I know that it's very tempting sometimes to edit our work, to either self-edit ourselves, like, oh, I don't know if I can say that, or what would people say if they saw this word on my painting, or they saw that on my painting, or maybe that just feels too loud. Whatever it might be, I know that editing out our work is something that a lot of artists do struggle with because of either societal norms or maybe family norms or whatever it might be. There is a real tendency to just try to make pretty art. And listen, I am here for pretty art. I love beautiful art. I have beautiful art in my home. I love beautiful art. But sometimes we have something that is meaningful to us that we need to express, and yet we will sometimes not do so for fear of what other people might say. So in this episode, I'm going to share my experience with you, like I said, of my most controversial painting and what I did about it. So without further ado, let's get messy. Okay, so before I tell you about the painting, please know I am not in any way telling you for you to do what I did. As always, you've heard me say a million times, I'm not the boss of you. I'm just telling you what I did. And in my case, I created a piece of art I was really creating it out of my frustrations and out of a sense of, I would almost say powerlessness to do anything else but to create art around this particular topic. And the reason I'm saying, hey, you don't have to do what I did is because I know that posting paintings that are maybe political or support your beliefs that may not be other people's beliefs, or all of that, it can be divisive, right? And we've got plenty of divisiveness in our country right now. And so that's why I said, I'm not telling you to do this. I'm telling you it's what I did, and I would do it again. But historically, please keep in mind that it's the artists. It's the artists that have always been the truth tellers. It's the artists that have been the rebels. It's the artists that have even been the visionaries who use these visuals to sometimes wake people up. And I'm thinking of a few artists right now. I'm thinking like Basquiat, right? So we all have the images of some of Basquiat's paintings. But what Basquiat did is he really explored issues that pertain to race and class and power, and he brought all of these struggles into his work, and he shone a light on what was going on in Black America, and he was shining that light, for the entire world in the 1980s. So not everybody received his work well, but they learned to, right? For sure. And then I'm also thinking of of Frida Kahlo. Now, Frida's work was really ahead of its time, and the themes that she was exploring were around identity and gender, disability, colonialism. Like she was just shining a light on all of that, and her work, it really challenged taboos around things like female pain and miscarriage, bisexuality, and all of that she was talking about long before it was acceptable to discuss publicly. So artists are, our work is important on a variety of levels. Do you have to do political work or work about this? Absolutely not. But I'm also telling you, don't not do it because you are afraid of receiving hate, or afraid of losing followers, or afraid of rocking the boat in any way, because kind of as artists, like that's what we're here to do. Hey guys, real quick, I want to tell you that one thing I know for sure, that in order for artists to thrive, they need community, they need support, and they need business and creative skills. And that's why I created my membership group called the Honest Art Society. Within the Honest Art Society, I offer coaching calls every month. You get monthly art critiques as well. You get trainings on everything from creative techniques to business skills, and you get exclusive discounts on workshops and courses. But maybe most importantly is you get a community of amazing, kind artists, all in an asshole-free zone. So if you'd love to join us in the Honest Art Society, you can go to the link in the show notes. The cost is only $47 a month, and you can cancel at any time. I'd love to see you there. All right, so let's get to what my painting was all about. So my painting was in support of the trans community. This is a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. I have friends who are trans. I have friends whose children are trans, and I have witnessed firsthand the devastating impact that so much vitriol and hate, how it has affected this community, which was already susceptible to this in the first place. I mean, there is no other community that has a higher suicide rate than this community. And so seeing all of this new hate that was happening, I found myself feeling really powerless, really sad, really frustrated, angry, like all of the things. So I decided that I was going to create a piece as part of my Rebel series for me to be able to express my feelings around this. So what I did was as part of this Rebel series, for those of you who are unfamiliar, I will use, they're usually mixed media, so I will use a photo, and I will use that photo reference in the whole piece. So I chose, as my reference person, I chose Abraham Lincoln. And that was the image, and the piece was called Abe the Rebel. Now, what I did with it, within my art, is that I, in support of the trans community, I also put red lipstick on Abe, and I gave him a nice blue eyeshadow, and I gave him amazing eyelashes. And I wrote across the top of it, Home of the Brave, because I knew, I have seen the bravery that it has taken the trans community to be able to withstand what's happening. Now, listen, I want to tell you, you may have just thought I'm turning this podcast off. You may completely disagree with me, and that's fine. I'm going to ask you not to turn it off, because you may have a stance on something that you feel really passionate about. And even though we may disagree, I want you to feel comfortable, if you feel passionate about something, that you can create a piece of art about this. Now, I'm going to tell you what happened when I did this. But please don't turn it off just because you disagree with the topic, okay? But if you do, you do. I totally get it. That's totally fine too. But the irony around this piece is that in the background of this piece of art, I took a phrase from one of Abraham Lincoln's most important speeches, and within it he said this phrase: "With malice towards none, and with charity for all." So he was asking all of us that, and this was all around the Civil War, he was asking us to have malice towards none and charity for all. So just to give you, and we'll put the painting, if you're watching this on YouTube, we'll put an image of the painting up so that you can see the painting itself. So there's Abe Lincoln. There's Home of the Brave. Yes, he's got red lipstick. Yes, he's got blue eyeshadow. But on the background, hundreds, if not thousands of times, I wrote, "With malice towards none and with charity for all." And when I finished that piece, I was really proud of it. I was proud that I had the courage to visually put on the outside of me what I was feeling on the inside. And I was proud to put it out for the world to see. Was I nervous? Yes. Did I anticipate getting some hate? Absolutely. All of that, I was nervous about what happened. And so let me tell you what happened. So at the time, I had about 30,000 followers. And I lost something like 300 or 400 followers. So I lost a significant number of followers. And you might be thinking, yeah, you had 30. Well, yeah, but when there's a mass exodus like that, you don't know when it's going to stop. You just, you get all these unfollows, and you just see that number count going down and down and down. So yeah, I lost a ton of followers. And in the comments, oh my Lord, there were a lot of people that were big mad about it. So I'm going to just grab my sheet of paper. I'm going to read some of the comments that I got. You ready? I got, "This is so disrespectful." I got, "I'll be unfollowing you immediately." I got, "You're twisted." I don't know why that one makes me laugh. Maybe I feel like it's a little bit true. I don't know. Another one I got was, "You're disgusting." And then another one is, "You are going to have to live with the shame of what you have done the rest of your life." Oh my gosh, you guys. So yes, I got that. But do you know what I got more than anything? I mean, I'm pointing out the ones that were negative, that were kind of shitty, right? But more than anything, I got a tremendous amount of support from people. And that made my heart feel so good. I got comments like, "Thank you so much," or "I always loved you, now I love you even more." I got so much support for posting that, and just for basically kind of taking a stand, right? Because I knew I wasn't posting that to make people happy. I'm not here to make people happy. I hope that people are inspired by me, for sure. But as an artist, that's not really my job. I also have never been somebody to play it safe, right? I feel like life is so much more fun when we get out of the safety zone, when we get out of our comfort zone. And this painting just proved that to me, that we can stand up for what our beliefs are and put it out there. And the people who disagree with us, or the people who don't believe in charity for all and malice towards none, those people are going to go, and that is okay. Now, the irony is that my following at that time was, like I said, around 30,000 people. And my following now is 63,000 at the time that this podcast is being recorded. And what I have seen, and I did a little test on this, you guys. What I have seen is that the more that I show up fully and authentically and state the way I feel about things and just show up as who I am, the more that those kind of people that are similar to me, the more they show up. So I did a little test of this recently, a few months ago. I decided that I was going to repost that photo of the painting of Abe. And by the way, I should have mentioned this before. Yes, the painting sold. The painting sold. I'm just going to say that again. The painting sold. And it sold to someone who is very active in medical support and care for the trans community. It meant so much to him to have this piece. But when I reposted it a few months ago, I was thinking, well, you know what? Sometimes we just need to call. We just need to call. If I'm going to lose followers, I'm going to lose followers. Let's just kind of get that over with. I told you I've never been one to play it safe. So I posted it thinking, here we go again. I'm going to lose hundreds of followers. And you know what? It didn't happen. I think I lost 2, maybe 3 followers. And that tells me that I'm doing something right. That tells me that I am consistently showing up in my art, on social media, and in every other way. I am showing up authentically and as who I am. So I wanted to share this story with you because I know that is so many of our fears, including my own. It's so many of our fears that if we do show up fully and we do say the things that we might make people mad, that we might lose people that are important to us. And you know what? Sometimes that might happen. It might. But I can also tell you that the right people will find you. The right people that support you and that support your beautiful heart and support your beautiful beliefs. Those people will find you too. So don't be afraid to create that art. Sure, create beautiful art, but also don't be afraid to create that art that is also very meaningful and powerful for you as well. Okay, until next time, you guys, keep being awesome, keep being you. We'll see you soon. Peace out.